The invisible web, how Wi-Fi connects our world. Ever done that weird dance where you're holding your phone up in the air, moving around your place trying to find that magic spot where your Wi-Fi actually works? Yeah, me too. It's funny, right? We all know that moment when the coffee shop Wi-Fi crashes and suddenly everyone looks up from their screens at the same time. Or when you're on vacation and the rental house promised high-speed internet, but forgot to mention it only works if you're standing in one specific corner of the bathroom. Wi-Fi has become such a big part of our lives that we only really notice it when it stops working. Did you know the average person grabs their phone and connects to Wi-Fi within 5 minutes of waking up? And a typical home now has about 25 connected gadgets. That's double what we had just 3 years ago. But have you ever wondered how this invisible stuff actually works? How did we create this magical web that connects over 5 billion people around the world? The story of Wi-Fi starts with some pretty interesting characters who figured out how to send invisible signals through the air. Back in 1887, a scientist named Heinrich Hertz showed that invisible waves could travel through the air. Think about how mind-blowing that was, sending something you can't see or touch across a room. Then in 1901, a guy named Guglielmo Marconi took things to the next level. He sent the first wireless signal across the Atlantic Ocean. That's 3,500 kilometers of nothing but air and water, and somehow, his invisible message made it through. Here's a wild one. Hollywood actress Hedy Lamarr, yes, a movie star, came up with a way to prevent enemies from jamming torpedo signals during World War II. Her idea of jumping between different frequencies is still used in the Wi-Fi we use today. In the 1990s, a team in Australia was actually trying to detect exploding black holes in space. Seriously. Instead, they ended up solving a problem that made Wi-Fi work much better through walls and around corners. The real birthday of Wi-Fi was in 1997, when a Dutch engineer named Vic Hayes, now called the father of Wi-Fi, led a team that created the standards we still use. They gave it a boring name, i.e. 802.11, but thankfully in 1999 they renamed it Wi-Fi because, well, who could remember that other name? Let's break down how Wi-Fi really connects us, like what's actually happening when you tap that Wi-Fi icon on your phone. Imagine you want to watch a funny cat video online. Here's the journey that makes it happen. First, your phone or laptop has a tiny radio transmitter/receiver inside it. Kind of like a walkie-talkie, but way more sophisticated. When you tap to watch that video, your device converts your request into digital data, basically long strings of ones and zeros. Your device then turns these ones and zeros into radio waves. But not just any radio waves. Wi-Fi uses specific frequencies, usually 2.4 GHz or 5 GHz. To put that in perspective, FM radio uses frequencies around 100 MHz, so Wi-Fi waves oscillate about 20 to 50 times faster. These radio waves spread out from your device in all directions, passing through walls, though they get weaker with each obstacle. Think of it like throwing a pebble in a pond. The waves ripple outward. Your router, that plastic box with the blinking lights, picks up these waves with its antennas. Inside the router is a decoder that converts these radio waves back into digital data. The router then sends your request through a wired connection, usually your home internet, out to the internet, where it finds the server storing that cat video. The video data travels back through the internet to your router, which converts it back into radio waves, but at a different address or frequency pattern that's specific to your device. Your phone or laptop receives these new radio waves, converts them back into digital data, and boom, you're watching a cat knock things off a shelf. All this happens billions of times per second. The latest Wi-Fi standards can transfer data at rates of 9.6 gigabits per second. That's the equivalent of moving 1,200 photos every second between devices. But here's where it gets really clever. Your home probably has multiple devices all using Wi-Fi at once. How do they not get mixed up? Wi-Fi solves this through something called packet switching and addressing. Each piece of data gets wrapped in a digital envelope with the sending and receiving addresses, like putting a shipping label on a package. Your router acts like a postal worker, making sure each data packet goes to the right device. Your phone only opens the packages addressed to it, ignoring the data meant for your smart TV or game console. And all of this happens in milliseconds, faster than you can blink. What's amazing is that Wi-Fi does this while dealing with all kinds of interference. Your microwave, baby monitors, Bluetooth devices, and even your neighbor's Wi-Fi all use similar frequencies and could potentially cause disruption. Modern Wi-Fi is constantly adjusting, finding clearer channels and optimizing its signal to cut through the noise. Kind of like how you might move to a quieter corner at a party to hear someone better. The numbers are pretty amazing. 60% of all internet stuff travels through Wi-Fi rather than cables or cell networks. The average person spends about 4 hours every day connected to Wi-Fi. If you added up all the data flowing through Wi-Fi networks around the world each month, it would be like watching HD movies non-stop for 38 million years. But what's really cool is how Wi-Fi has changed lives. In tiny villages in places like India, public Wi-Fi spots have connected millions of people to information they never had before. In refugee camps, Wi-Fi networks help separated families find each other. When hurricanes or earthquakes hit, emergency teams now bring in temporary Wi-Fi networks using drones or balloons. After Hurricane Maria wrecked Puerto Rico, these emergency networks helped reunite families when phone lines were down. Even in big cities, Wi-Fi has changed how we use public spaces. Parks and town squares have turned into outdoor offices and study areas, all because of invisible signals flying through the air. So what's next for this invisible magic we all depend on? They're already working on Wi-Fi 7, which will be crazy fast, about 46 Gbps or enough to download 100 movies in under a minute. That's 4 times faster than what we have now. But it's not just about speed anymore. Soon, Wi-Fi will be in basically everything around you. Your fridge won't just connect to the internet, it'll talk to your pantry, your grocery delivery app, and maybe even your toaster to make your life easier. Some really smart folks at MIT are working on Wi-Fi that can actually see through walls by measuring how signals bounce off people. This could help keep an eye on elderly relatives without cameras. The Wi-Fi could tell if someone fell or is breathing normally. There's also something called Li-Fi coming up, which uses light instead of radio waves to send data. Imagine your ceiling light also providing internet that's 100 times faster than your current Wi-Fi. And with companies like Starlink putting thousands of satellites in space, we're getting closer to having Wi-Fi available literally everywhere on Earth, even for the 3 billion people who still don't have reliable internet. From Heinrich Hertz discovering invisible waves to movie star Hedy Lamar's clever frequency hopping idea, from Australian scientists who just wanted to study black holes, to Dutch engineer Vic Hayes setting the standards, our connected world came from some pretty amazing people with big ideas. These days, those invisible waves carry everything: our messages, our work, our entertainment, and soon, pretty much our whole lives. By 2025, experts think the average home will have around 75 connected devices: your toaster, your doorbell, maybe even your toothbrush, all talking to each other without wires. Next time your Wi-Fi is working perfectly and you don't even notice it, take a second to appreciate this amazing technology that's sending billions of pieces of information through the air, through your walls, and straight to your device, all without a single wire. If you like learning about the invisible web that connects us all, I'd love to have you join me for more videos that make tech stuff easy to understand. Follow Tech Explorer HQ 25 for weekly videos about the cool science behind everyday tech, even if you never thought you were into tech stuff. Because let's face it, in today's world, we're all tech people, whether we realize it or not.